Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law, by Adrienne Rich is a poem that critically examines the societal expectations and roles imposed on women, particularly within the context of marriage and family. Rich explores the complexities of female identity and the limitations placed on women by traditional gender roles. The poem reflects the poet's dissatisfaction with the prescribed roles for women and the challenges they face in breaking free from these constraints. Rich's language is sharp and insightful, providing a commentary on the social expectations of women during the time the poem was written. The snapshots in the poem capture moments that highlight the struggles and conflicts faced by women in negotiating their identities within the confines of societal expectations. Let's delve into a more detailed analysis of Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law, by Adrienne Rich. Feminist perspective. Rich was a feminist poet, and Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law can be seen as a feminist critique of societal expectations imposed on women, particularly within the context of marriage. The poem explores the struggles of women to break free from traditional roles and expectations. Female identity. The poem delved into the complexities of female identity. Rich challenges the conventional roles assigned to women and questions the impact of these roles on a woman's sense of self. The snapshots in the poem capture moments that reflect the multifaceted nature of a woman's identity. Social commentary. Rich provides a social commentary on the expectations and limitations placed on women in the 1960s. The poem reflects the poet's discontent with the societal norms that confined women to specific roles as wives and mothers. The snapshots act as glimpses into the challenges and conflicts faced by women in navigating these expectations. Language and imagery. Rich's language is often sharp and insightful. The use of snapshots as a metaphor suggests fragmented glimpses into a woman's life, emphasizing the disjointed and restrictive nature of societal expectations. The poem's imagery captures the struggles and conflicts faced by women, creating a vivid portrayal of the emotional and psychological challenges. Shifts in tone. The poem undergoes shifts in tone, ranging from a critical examination of societal norms to moments of introspection. These shifts contribute to the nuanced portrayal of the female experience, showing the complexities and contradictions inherent in navigating societal expectations. Time and change. The poem also explores the changes in societal attitudes over time. The poet reflects on the shifts in cultural expectations and norms, suggesting a desire for progress and a re-evaluation of traditional gender roles. Title significance. The title itself, Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law, implies a detached and observational perspective. This may suggest that the daughter-in-law's experiences are being viewed and scrutinized from an outside standpoint, perhaps representing societal expectations and judgments. In summary, Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law is a thought-provoking poem that goes beyond a mere critique of societal expectations on women. It presents a nuanced exploration of female identity, societal changes, and the complexities of navigating traditional roles. The snapshots serve as a powerful metaphor, capturing the fragmented and often challenging nature of a woman's experience in the context of marriage and societal expectations. Here are some key themes from Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law, along with example quotes from the poem. Feminist critique. Example quote: "Banging the coffee pot into the sink, she hears the angels chiding, and looks out past the raked gardens to the sloppy sky." Female identity. Example quote: "A thinking woman sleeps with monsters. The beak that grips her, she becomes." Societal expectations. Example quote: "Hanging up the wash on Monday morning, she thinks fill the space up." Time and change. Example quote: "But where now are the visionary daughters-in-law for whom the angels wept?" Conflicts and struggles. Example quote: "She crumbles under the weight of history, the nacreous iridescence tight over the danger. As for me, it's still early." Observational perspective. Example quote: "The poem fades, the mother picks up her knitting, the guest edges his chair towards his plate." Rebellion and resistance. Example quote: "As for me, I want to see you beautiful again and dangerous." Fragmentation and discontent. Example quote: "You sit in the kitchen, where the last of the tea is poured and the pot scrubbed." These example quotes provide a glimpse into the various themes explored in the poem, showcasing Rich's use of language and imagery to convey her feminist perspective and critical examination of societal expectations placed on women. Let's explore the settings, tone, writing style, and genre of Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law, by Adrienne Rich. Setting. The setting of the poem is not explicitly described in a specific physical location. Instead, the poem focuses on different moments or snapshots that capture the experiences and emotions of a daughter-in-law. The settings, therefore, are more emotional and psychological, representing different aspects of the daughter-in-law's life. Tone. The tone of the poem is critical, introspective, and at times, contemplative. Rich uses a sharp and insightful tone to convey her feminist critique of societal expectations placed on women. The tone can also be seen as challenging and rebellious, as the poem questions and resists traditional gender roles. Writing style. Adrienne Rich's writing style in this poem is characterized by vivid imagery, metaphorical language, and a fragmented structure. The use of snapshots suggests a disjointed and nonlinear narrative, presenting glimpses into the daughter-in-law's life. Rich employs enjambment and varied line lengths to create a sense of flow and continuity, even within the fragmented structure. Genre. The poem belongs to the genre of modern or contemporary poetry. It is a work that engages with social issues, particularly feminist themes, and it showcases the poet's individual and unique voice. The poem's exploration of identity, societal expectations, and the experiences of women align it with the broader genre of feminist literature. Imagery. Rich's use of imagery is notable. The poem is filled with vivid and symbolic images that contribute to the overall meaning. For example, the coffee pot, raked gardens, and sloppy sky create visual and sensory impressions that add depth to the poem. Symbolism. The poem employs symbolism, with elements like the thinking woman sleeps with monsters, and the angels, serving as symbolic representations of the challenges and conflicts faced by women. These symbols add layers of meaning and contribute to the poem's thematic richness. In summary, Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law is a modern poem that employs a critical and introspective tone, vivid imagery, and a fragmented structure to explore feminist themes and challenge societal expectations. Its unique blend of emotional, psychological, and societal settings makes it a powerful piece within the genre of contemporary poetry. Critical appreciation of Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law involves an in-depth analysis of the poem's literary elements, themes, and the poet's craft. Here are several aspects to appreciate in Adrienne Rich's poem. Feminist exploration. One of the significant strengths of the poem is its feminist exploration. Rich critically examines the societal expectations placed on women, particularly within the context of marriage. The poem provides a nuanced perspective on the challenges faced by women in navigating traditional gender roles, making it a thought-provoking contribution to feminist literature. Imagery and symbolism. Rich's use of vivid imagery and symbolism enhances the depth and impact of the poem. The metaphor of snapshots allows for a fragmented exploration of the daughter-in-law's experiences, providing readers with glimpses into different aspects of her life. Symbols like the angels and the thinking woman sleeps with monsters contribute to the rich tapestry of meanings within the poem. Sharp and insightful language. The poet's language is sharp and insightful, reflecting a critical stance towards societal norms. Rich's choice of words and phrases conveys a sense of rebellion against the limitations imposed on women. The poem's tone is both challenging and contemplative, inviting readers to question and reflect on the prescribed roles for women. Structural innovation. The poem's fragmented structure and use of enjambment contribute to its unique and innovative form. The nonlinear narrative created by the snapshots allows for a more dynamic exploration of the daughter-in-law's experiences. This structural innovation adds to the overall impact of the poem. Time and cultural commentary. Rich incorporates a reflection on changes over time and societal attitudes. The poem not only critiques the contemporary expectations placed on women but also hints at a desire for progress and a re-evaluation of traditional gender roles. This element adds a layer of historical and cultural commentary to the work. Emotional resonance. The poem carries emotional resonance, capturing the internal conflicts and struggles of the daughter-in-law. Rich's exploration of identity and the impact of societal expectations resonates with readers on a personal and emotional level, making the poem not just a critique but also a reflection of individual experiences. Relevance and universality. Despite being written in the 1960s, the themes addressed in the poem remain relevant and applicable today. The universality of the issues surrounding gender roles and societal expectations ensures that Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law continues to be studied and appreciated in contemporary contexts. In conclusion, Adrienne Rich's Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law stands as a powerful work of feminist poetry that skillfully combines sharp language, vivid imagery, and structural innovation. to offer a critical and thought-provoking exploration of the challenges faced by women in society. Its enduring relevance and emotional impact contribute to its status as a significant piece within the realm of feminist literature. Fragmented structure. The fragmented structure of the poem, with its use of snapshots, contributes to the overall thematic impact. This structural choice mirrors the disjointed nature of the daughter-in-law's experiences and highlights the fragmented identity imposed by societal expectations. It also allows the poet to present a nonlinear narrative, compelling readers to piece together the snapshots to understand the full scope of the daughter-in-law's struggles. Symbolism of angels and monsters. The use of angels and the statement, "A thinking woman sleeps with monsters," introduces powerful symbolism. The angels may represent societal expectations or norms that are restrictive and judgmental. The idea of sleeping with monsters suggests that embracing intellectual or rebellious thoughts considered monstrous by societal standards is a brave act. This symbolism adds depth to the poem, inviting readers to consider the dual nature of societal expectations. Language and tone. Rich's choice of language is crucial in conveying the tone of the poem. The sharpness of her language reflects a critical and questioning attitude towards societal norms. Phrases like, "banging the coffee pot," and "the sloppy sky," convey a sense of frustration and rebellion. The tone shifts from critical to introspective, creating a complex emotional landscape that adds depth to the exploration of female identity. Time and historical context. Considering the poem's historical context is essential for a critical examination. Written in the 1960s, a period of significant social change, Rich's work reflects the feminist movements and challenges to traditional gender roles. Examining the poem in this context allows readers to appreciate the poet's contribution to the discourse surrounding women's rights and societal expectations during that era. Intertextuality and feminist dialogue. Rich's poem can be seen as engaging in a dialogue with other feminist works. Understanding the intertextuality, or the connections with other feminist literature, enriches the critical appreciation. The poem may be viewed as contributing to a broader conversation about women's roles and challenges, adding layers of meaning for those familiar with feminist literature. Repetition and emphasis. Rich employs repetition strategically in the poem. Phrases like, "as for me," create emphasis and serve as markers for shifts in tone or perspective. The repetition reinforces key themes and allows the poet to revisit and expand upon certain ideas, adding coherence to the fragmented structure and guiding the reader through the daughter-in-law's experiences. Personal versus collective experience. The poem oscillates between personal and collective experiences. While it explores the individual struggles of the daughter-in-law, it also hints at broader societal shifts. This interplay between the personal and the collective adds layers of meaning, prompting readers to consider the poem both as an intimate portrayal of one woman's life and as a commentary on societal expectations for women as a whole. By critically examining these aspects, readers can gain a deeper understanding of the poem's intricacies and appreciate the layers of meaning embedded in Adrienne Rich's Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law. Let's delve into the significance, relevance, legacy, contribution, and impact of Adrienne Rich's poem, Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law. Significance. Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law holds significant importance within feminist literature. It challenges traditional gender roles and societal expectations, contributing to the broader feminist discourse. The poem's critical examination of women's experiences during the 1960s reflects the zeitgeist of the feminist movements and their challenges. Relevance. The themes explored in the poem remain relevant today, making it enduring in its impact. Issues related to gender roles, societal expectations, and the complexities of female identity continue to be pertinent topics in contemporary discussions on feminism and gender equality. Legacy. Adrienne Rich is a highly regarded figure in American poetry, and Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law is considered one of her seminal works. The poem has contributed to Rich's enduring legacy as a feminist poet. Her influence extends beyond this particular poem, as she has been recognized for her contributions to feminist theory and activism throughout her career. Contribution to feminist literature. Rich's contribution to feminist literature is substantial, and Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law is a key piece within this body of work. The poem challenges patriarchal norms and sheds light on the internal and external conflicts faced by women in a society that imposes rigid roles. It has influenced subsequent generations of poets and writers exploring feminist themes. Impact on literary form. The fragmented structure of the poem, using snapshots to present different aspects of the daughter-in-law's life, is an innovative literary form. This structural choice has influenced how poets approach narrative and thematic exploration, particularly within the context of feminist poetry. Cultural and social impact. Rich's work, including Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law, has had a broader impact on cultural and social conversations. By engaging with societal expectations and critiquing traditional roles, the poem has contributed to a shift in consciousness and has been part of the broader cultural movement towards re-evaluating gender norms. Influence on subsequent writers. The poem has influenced subsequent generations of writers, particularly those exploring feminist themes and the complexities of female identity. Rich's unique voice, sharp language, and innovative structural choices have inspired poets and writers to address similar issues with depth and introspection. Academic and critical recognition. Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law is often studied in academic settings, and critical analyses of the poem contribute to the understanding of feminist literature and its impact on societal norms. The poem's inclusion in literary curricula underscores its recognition as a significant work within the canon of feminist literature. In summary, Snapshots of a Daughter-in-Law holds enduring significance within feminist literature, contributing to ongoing discussions on gender roles, societal expectations, and female identity. Its relevance, legacy, and impact are evident in the continued study and appreciation of Adrienne Rich's work, which remains influential in both literary and cultural spheres.